Good morning, world. Oh, good evening if you're in Australia. What's poppin'? This is our mega CEO of Comic Crusaders on the Couple Capes. Welcome to a new Comic Crusaders GeekFest special number 10. Yes, number 10 is pretty special because today we have not just the director, but also the composer. It's an awesome film all about your favorite monsters of the night, if you will, vampires in Bite Club. First, let me introduce the amazing director behind this film, Kim. What's poppin'?
Hello. G'day.
Good day. Here we go.
It's good evening. It's midnight.
Oh, midnight. Oh my gosh. What a time difference. What do you know my lotto numbers yet? Because I'm about to ask for them. And I promise we'll go half and half.
12.
All right. And then we have the composer along with him, the one and only Dana. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
Hey, you know what's funny about what you just said about the thing about the lotto numbers is I joke with Kim all the time that she's in the future and I'm in the past. We do that all the time, don't we?
Well, excellent. It's the truth. We're curious. We're hoping for something special to happen. So, Kim, people are probably wondering, what the hell are we talking about? Let them know where you hailing from.
I'm hailing from Brisbane, Australia, and yeah, I was born in Vietnam. Came over to Australia when I was about 2, maybe. I can't remember. And yeah, been raised here all my life. And so there's really not much to tell. I'm a bit of a daydreamer. I love envisioning visions, scenes in my head. I've always been a big fan of movies and books and comics as well. But I didn't get to read a lot of the Marvel or DC type of comics. I was the nerd or the geek that read like Garfield and Asterix and Obelix and Calvin and Hobbes.
I love it all. I'm an uber geek. I love all of it. I just soak it up like a sponge. So I hear you. That the Garfield and all that. Yeah, that's awesome stuff.
Yeah, so those were the comics that I have. And I mean, I still have some X-Men comics, but I didn't get into it as much as a lot of people. So for me, it's just a massive world that it's going to take me some time to collect it all and then start from the beginning and then read.
Oh, you're one of those? You're a completist like myself. Like if I start, I gotta have a set. It's dangerous. Very dangerous on the wallet. Let me tell you. Jeez. Okay. So, all right. So before we get into your favorite type of films, let me ask Dana the same question. Let folks know where you're coming from and a bit about the origins of your fandom.
Awesome. I'm actually from Detroit. I'm down in Florida. I saw you guys were down in Orlando, so that's really cool. I'm in Florida now, so I'm like an hour away from you guys, so that's great.
Oh, excellent. Well, one day, man, if you ever need somebody a Puerto Rican on scene for something, I'm there. I tell people, I'll die for you in the film, no problem.
Awesome. I'm really into science fiction. I like Philip K. Dick, cyberpunk. I'm really into the Marvel films. I actually just binge watched all of them on Disney Plus, so I'm all caught up, and I'm watching Winter Soldier and Falcon and the Winter Soldier now. So that's getting pretty good. I think Kim's watching it as well. I grew up
every week.
Oh yeah, it was WandaVision. After the first 2 episodes, when episode 3 hit, I was like, oh,
right.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for Wayne too.
I love that they tease like that now. Back to old school style television. You gotta wait a week. You know what I mean? So now people know how we felt back as kids. You guys got spoiled
right.
with that binge. Yeah. Awesome.
It's wonderful.
It is. And while we're on that subject, Kim, you did an amazing movie that's touring on GeekFest Year, right? And what was those inspirations from? Early on, what was your type of films that kind of led you to want to do something like this?
My favorite films, some of my all-time favorite films is Blade, the Blade movies, Underworld, and Interview with the Vampire. And so it's a lot of those influences inspired Bite Club, and also from listening to a lot of heavy metal, alternative industrial metal music at the same time. And it's just something that I actually love watching, and I wanted to make something that I wanted to watch. And I hope people enjoy that too. They do, I think. I hope.
Yeah, well, I definitely did, because, since you mentioned the music real quick, don't worry, folks. Of course, I'm going to show you a trailer. All right, no worries. But before we get right into that, I want to ask you, because you mentioned heavy metal. I love heavy metal. My daughter's an extreme metalhead. I did enjoy the music, man. How did you? What were those choices? I mean, is that what you see in this type of film? That type of music behind these characters? Is this their theme music to you? Like, how
Is
did you
that me
choose
or
the music?
Dana?
Since
Yeah,
you
the
guys,
music.
you guys can answer this. Yeah.
Oh, well, Dana, you take the lead.
Right on. I'm really into industrial music. I love heavy metal. I grew up listening to metal. I've made industrial music for a long time. I put out a band called KP Riot Brigade that is featured in the film. Some of the music there, it was with some members of Ministry, Riggs from Rob Zombie. So we got together and made this thing. So I've really been into that for a long time. I think my first industrial record I put out was like in 97 or 96, like way back.
Oh, wow.
So I've been making it for a while, just kind of, putting that stuff out. But I really enjoy extreme metal music. It was really cool because Kim heard of us and came and was like, we want to get a couple of these songs in the film. And we kind of started there, and kind of things went from there. She really had a vision of where she wanted those songs. And there's, a band from Australia that's fantastic is Dark Cell. I really love their music, and she had them in there too. So that placement was just absolutely perfect.
Wow, I would look at Kim and never think she's like this metalhead like that. Wow, it's awesome music. I walk by, I'm like, okay, I think she probably listens to some nice music, cool stuff. But wow, then awesome, I love it.
I love metal music. It actually calms me down.
So I hear that. It calms down the noise. I hear you. It calms down your inner noise in order for you to get into a better place. I hear you on that. And folks, you want to see what we in the bike? You want to see awesome imagery? Awesome. You want to hear them awesome music? Here we go. Check out the trailer to Bike Club.
I was looking for my brother. He used to go to the club a lot. He never came home. We never heard from him.
The young werewolf has appeared. Xavier and his pack are already in the club. And the humans? The humans aren't far behind. Do we get to play?
No. We watch. And we wait.
Welcome to Bite Club, where anything that bites is welcome.
Humans from fucking harm.
Nice. That was so awesome. And over here, one of my fellow mates over here is loving the vocals on that trailer music. Very epic feel.
Actually, that band. that band is a Brisbane band called Awakened Solace, that music, and they're symphonic metal band. So it's kind of like an Evanescence type of feel.
Yes.
And yeah, as soon as I heard that song, I fell in love with it. I said, yeah, they need to be in the movie.
Well, great. Again, I think again as a metal fan, great music choices, and it's funny now. Now let's talk about the film a bit because you did mention the films that you enjoyed, and definitely so many influences within the film there. That are there. You see it very underworld, dark style. I even felt that Lost Boyish too. That's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
You had some stuff going on there with that. I Silver Blades kind of feel. I mean, you had all this great energy mixed into it. I mean, how did you get this done? Where did you film? How did you get it done? How did you start the film, this process? Like, what was the day that Kim said, "I need to do this now"? I want to know.
A little backstory about me. This is actually my first film.
Wow,
I haven't made anything before this. I've worked on other people's films and volunteered my services just so I can learn. I've never had any formal training. So I started doing that for a few years until I was confident enough, because I've written the script. It was always there, but I was always too afraid to kind of ask the profession, someone who's more experienced than me, or what do you think? And so in 2015, I started shooting the movie, and it's just something that I felt I need to do this. Like, it was always there. It's just something that I'm always passionate about. It's it's one of my dreams. And so we shot in 2015. It took about 9 days, so just under 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it was incredible. It's amazing. And I utilized a lot of people that I connected with over the years of working on their film and on other film sets. And a lot of people contributed their time to help make this movie, because in our industry in Brisbane, there's not a lot of movies like this. Not a lot of people are making vampires or werewolf type of movies. And for my first film, I got pretty ambitious about most people for the first film, they make with a short film with just 2 or 3 people in it. But for me, it's like I got over 200 people on set. So I was like, oh God, what was I thinking? But
listen,
I don't know.
You took it on, kicked ass. You kicked butt for your first try. Yeah, no one can say anything. You know what I mean? Because unless they ain't doing something, shut up. You did a good job for your first try, for real. And again, you put up I'm loud, man. We got. I love giving people pushback. Like, word proofs why. I love asking people when they tell me about something. What do you, my always follow up is, then what are you doing though? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna shit on somebody, prove to me what you're doing then, because you got to be doing something. You're gonna be bashing something. Hate that. That's just
That's awesome.
And I actually connected with Dana initially at first when I was scouting for music for the movie. He was KP Riot Brigade, and so I wanted their music in the movie. And it wasn't until later down the track, post-production, I found out that he actually does everything else, sound engineering, composing stuff. So I'm like, oh my God, I need you.
Nice.
So
nice.
And
sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. You start. Because you're talking about the connection with Dana, so I was going to just ask Dana how you felt just getting, first that connection, that first time connection. Was it something you immediately jumped on? Were you busy at the time? I mean, how did that all work out for you? When you got invited.
Yeah, it was great. Kim was messaging me back and forth about KP Riot Brigade tracks, and one thing that I can remember fondly was I think you had sent me the teaser trailer before the premiere. I think it was a couple months beforehand, and I heard a little bit on there, and I jumped in my studio really quick and I put some music over that, and I sent it back, and Kim's like, "Can we run with this?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So we ran with that. And we started talking some more and getting some ideas down, and just jumped right into it. I think the first thing that I jumped into was the fight scene in the club. I think I had most of that stuff done.
Yeah.
I sent it back for a review, and we just kept building and building and building and building this film. And as we went along, you know, Kim and I really developed an amazing rapport. We're like besties from across the world. There goes my light.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I wanted to know.
My
That's
lamp
what I
is
wanted
knocked
to
over.
know. If, you know, so you guys have never been in person, ever met? Has everything been via the digital world?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Like 9,000 miles apart, we came together and did this thing.
He's in the future, we're in the past. Oh my God. Mind blown over here. And you guys never met. Possibly if you met, then the world would just end because it's just, come on. You guys are doing a great job.
Right.
Oh, man. Keep us safe.
Well, COVID, you know, because, you know, 2020 was a bit of a cluster, you know.
A bit.
So we couldn't travel. We couldn't go anywhere. So that kind of just plans all went out the door because, you know, I had plans to head over to the States, travel with the festivals, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. Yeah. And Dana couldn't come down to the premiere in Brisbane. So that was unfortunate. But we will get there. We'll have our donuts. And
Yes, Krispy Kreme.
I was about to say, yeah, which is your joint? What Krispy Kreme donut? Is there a particular one?
Well, the Krispy Kreme donuts are different here in Australia. In America, they're amazing. I was saying to Dana, American has the best junk food. But in Australia, we have good healthy food. But the junk food.
God. My boy, he's from Australia, and we have a show called the Yeah Nah Wepa show. Because, you know, yeah, nah, Yago, and we go Wepa as Puerto Ricans. So he made me try Vegemite. Oh my God. That is the saltiest thing in the whole world. And he's like, he loves this stuff. I'm like, what?
Did you put a lot on the bread? You're not supposed
to.
No,
I played it. I showed what I did. I put the margarine, like he said, or the butter, and then a little bit. You know, I showed him. He was like, "Wow, you have good technique." I guess so, brother. But it's just too tiny. Here goes another viewer screaming out, "Yeah, what up?" I say.
Yeah, just a tiny amount of Vegemite. Because it is really, really salty. So it's only good if you like salty stuff, but if you...
No.
I think it tastes a bit like concentrated soy sauce.
Oh, God. Oh, see, Dana, have you tried Vegemite?
I haven't, but I want to.
Oh, okay. Please do now, because and please.
That's gonna be funny. I'm gonna film it.
Yes, film it. That's
I'm gonna make it for you. I'll bring over a jar of Vegemite when I come over, and I'm gonna film it.
There you go. Film it. Yes. Yeah. That's how Australians torture Americans. All right. All right. Before we move on and more discussion about the film, let's show some love to our boy Bill O in the GeekFest FilmFest. You know, where you could actually see this amazing film by Kim. Right there, show some love to our boy Bill, the man that runs the GeekFest LA, year 8. Yeah, year 8, showing amazing films by such talented people like him and Dana here. All right, so make sure to visit the website so you can know what's on deck and what's on tour. And somebody actually commented about the salty part, saying nothing's more salty than bacalao. Bacalao's codfish. Sir, I disagree. I love codfish, and this Vegemite is no. You go hardcore on it, you will. I'm sorry, just the memories they're hurting.
I don't know what that other thing is.
Oh, you don't know codfish, bacalao, codfish?
We have codfish, but not called like that.
Yeah, but that's in Spanish. It's bacalao, and it's really, really salted, like with salt. And we kind of make that with veggies on the side. Vianda, it's called a dish. It's really good though. I mean, it's a healthy food too. You feel like a horse after that. You can do anything. I'm ready to conquer the world and fight vampires. You know, they wouldn't want to bite me after that, bro.
I think I have to agree with you. Vegemite is saltier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yo. Listen, not even a vampire would bite me if I ate Vegemite. I mean, that who needs garlic? So let's talk about all the set design and the equipment you use. I mean, where did you get the privilege to film? Where was these clubs at? Because everything looked wild. Even the people that were they in costume, or these like real joint where the people just look like that, and you say, "Hey, let me come in."
The main actors, we had a costume designer, Jen Hetherington. She created the costumes for them to wear. Okay. All the background extras, they actually dressed themselves and came on set because they were a lot of these people were really excited to dress as vampires or werewolves because they don't really get that opportunity. And so yeah, they just turned up set. They look so badass. It's amazing.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, and
that
so we
wow.
Yeah, we provided the fake vampire fangs.
Yeah.
It's really funny. They don't stay on the vampire fangs, so we had to use the denture paste for dentures.
Oh no,
yeah. We had to use those to kind of keep the fangs on the actors because they keep coming off. But for the main actors, we had specialized custom fangs that you can cap on your teeth, and they don't come off. Yeah, they're specially molded to their teeth. So yeah, they were really good, and they wore contact. What we did was we tried to not use as much VFX as possible, and relied on special effects makeup artists, and we had the contact lenses. We had the prosthetics that the makeup artist made, especially in this. Have you seen the movie? I was just going to ask first before.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
There's a scene in the fighting pit where the guy gets something ripped, and that was all done on set, one shot, because it's something that you can't do with two shots. Because once it's gone, it's gone.
Oh, okay, that was a one shot. Wow, yeah. Because one of my, I was watching it with a friend, and he commented on that scene. Oh man, it reminded him of something else that was really wild, but it's just a lot more gory.
And yeah, the reaction of the crowd, funny story, is when they were really shocked. That was also one shot, and that was a real reaction, and because they weren't quite ready for it. So once the camera stopped rolling and I yelled cut, we all just burst out laughing. We thought we have to put that guy in the scene in the movie because his reaction was gold.
Excellent.
It was amazing. It was a great fun. Oh, and the set decoration, or that was we hired like an old warehouse, and we cleaned it up a little bit because it was really messy and they had a lot of junk in there. And we built stage for the band, and we built an extra doorway, so there'll be two different entrances. And because we didn't have money or budget, we had to, instead of curtains, we hung like black plastic industrial sheeting to look like curtains. And we just made do with what we had. Like, we didn't have money. Like, we had a crowdfunder, and we only raised like just under 700 Australian dollars. And so I used that for feeding everybody, but the rest of the money was by me, and I had to work 2 jobs to help pay for the movie.
Oh wow.
We had an armor on set, and so we actually had real guns, but with blanks, so not actual real bullets. Yeah, so the guns that you see, most of the shooting scenes were actual real guns. So yeah, the armor was there for safety and to how to operate it properly and all that, and making sure no one gets hurt and no one dies. And we also had fake guns that look real. And they were for the different other scenes just as props, but for all the good shots, they're real guns. And we had 3 cameras shooting as well. There was thank you, Respect the Hustle. We had my DOP, director of photography. He had his Canon, which he used with the Ronin and sometimes the dolly. And I had another cinematographer, and he had a Sony that did the overhead shots of the fighting in the pit. And then we had another cinematographer who had a Red Dragon Epic, Red Epic Dragon, and he wasn't initially signed on to the crew at first. That's why we didn't use much of his scenes, even though that camera is like really slick. He came in midway through shooting the film, so we couldn't really use that. Couldn't be a camera. It had to be.
It would have been too different.
Yeah, we did have some of it. I think you could tell, but apart from that, we couldn't use it as a camera, so it had to be B camera. But I think my cinematographer Luke, the DOP, he did an amazing job. He knew what I wanted. The vision that I wanted, and he worked with the gaffer to do the lighting to make sure it felt how I want to feel, like the bit of the blade, a bit of the underworld feel, with the color, the ambience. So so it was down to, he was much more experienced than me, and I've learned so much from them. So for someone, my advice is, like, if you're a new filmmaker like me, get people who are more experienced and people that you respect and trust to be on your project, because it really does make a difference. Really does. Like Dana. So glad I got Dana.
Yeah, man. So Dana, man, so exactly, how's it feel being a part of a team like this, and you guys kicking ass? You have this film that's going all over now on GeekFest Year 8. I mean, and has it been? Have you put it elsewhere in other film fests as well, guys?
Yeah, we have. It's still doing the rounds of festivals. We've been in quite a few. I lost count.
A lot.
But now you're on the best one, which is the GeekFest Year 8, man. And I hope that convention they would open. But he's doing these kick-ass weekend events. People get to watch the film, you know what I mean? Vote, for their fave. And I know this, people are gonna dig this. So Dana, again, I'm sorry. So I
hope so.
how do you feel about being on this project? Because I've been showing people that there's an album over here on Spotify, the soundtrack, huh?
Yeah, we have a soundtrack. I think it's on iTunes and I think everywhere digitally. But to your question, though, it's amazing. Kim and I, the whole team, Daniel, special effects, Luke, we call ourselves the dream team. I mean, we work so well together, and we're all on the same page. Working with Kim, like, through the whole process of doing sound design to dialogue editing to sound editing and composing the score. It was like we were just like clicked on the same page. It's just been an amazing experience working for her first film, and it's like she knows exactly what she wants. I mean, just everything was perfect. It was just amazing working with Kim and the entire team. It's just an amazing experience.
Oh, and don't forget Dana. Oh, sorry. Don't forget Dana. Dana's composing was nominated in what was the SEL Awards?
First round SEL Awards.
Yeah, that's huge in Hollywood.
Thank you.
So, yay! That's where all the big composers are. Like Hans Zimmer. That's a big one. So yeah, props to you, Dana. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's amazing, brother. Awesome. It's good to see such talented people doing their thing here. Just keep going forward and rising up. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Kim, I know you got Fight Club moving out under your belt, right? Is there more? has the bug bit you and you're working on something else?
I'm currently working on a few scripts. Do you mean like working on more Bike Club or just different other movies?
Other stuff, you know what? In the Kim verse over here. Come on now.
Yeah.
Kim Burns, love that. That's awesome.
Oh no, that's gonna trend, isn't it?
I'm gonna start a hashtag right after this.
Right?
Yeah, you're gonna, aren't you, Dana? I knew it. Yeah, I have a few scripts. I actually wanted to do a sequel to Bike Club. What I wanted to do was the full feature of Bike Club, and what I've written is actually a trilogy, because Bike Club is not just about vampires and werewolves. It's actually multiple entities. I don't know if you noticed in the movie, you don't know what the two entities of Rouge and Reaper are, because they're not vampires and they're not werewolves. But here's a hint: they create fire. The little girl, she's a demon. So what I wanted to do was
out of my friend. He said, "Let me tell you." He goes, I can't stand kids in movies. You know, it's like, they scare me, and that one freaked me out.
She's so cute. she is 9 years old and she's adorable.
Really?
Yeah, she's
that 9-year-old freaked out a 50-year-old.
So yeah, I got a few scripts. I've got one that's more like action martial arts based. I have one that's more sci-fi alien, and then working on more of the Bike Club world. So it's just a matter of perfecting the script. I want to make sure it's perfect, and then try to get funding to get it shot. So it's a slow process, unfortunately. Just trying to get the money for it. And then once I get that, I'm gone. I'm doing it. And you're coming with me, Dana.
That's exactly. Talking about project, exactly what I was gonna ask next. What we got popping, James, Mr. Dana James Presson, right? Presson or Presson?
Presson, you got it.
Presson, all right. I said I'm a name butcher. And Kim, how do you pronounce your last name? How do we pronounce your last name, Kim?
Huyhn.
Huyhn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad with names.
It's easier to say Huyhn. If you're Vietnamese, you say Huynh.
Huynh, okay. Yeah, I grew up around Vietnamese, Koreans, and Jewish, and Puerto Ricans, and Polish. I mean, where I grew up in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, we were a melting pot. I don't know about you guys. So yeah, so I should have known better, right? Knowing so many different cultures are named, and I still butcher them.
That's okay. We all do it. It's fine.
All right, so James, what we got going? What we got popping? We got another album. We doing something. We doing some movie work. Another score. You're gonna sing opera for us. I mean, what's going on?
If I could sing opera for you, I totally would. I would butcher it really badly. I'll leave that to the professionals. No, I'm working on a couple of other productions at the moment in the intermediary. Most of them are NDA, so I can't really discuss most of those. But some really cool stuff. Doing some development scoring right now as well, and doing a little KP. I'll say it here on the side. I've been kind of keeping mum the word on it, but we're putting something else together. So we may have something out soon on that.
Great. I hope that when that comes out, when all this crap is over, and I can enjoy a good mosh pit. That's what I want.
Awesome.
I miss the good old days.
Me
All those
too.
mosh pits. And they're just some fun. Even when you got hit by accident, you could always get revenge by accident, and it was always great.
Right. That's awesome.
All right. So I know I've been showing it off at the bottom here. Everybody visit Facebook for Bike Club Movie, so you can stay up to date. Follow Kim on Twitter and Instagram right here. All right. Make sure to go on Spotify, iTunes, and look for the Bike Club original short film soundtrack. Dana is all over that like a bad boy. And Dana, where can we follow you? Because unfortunately, I didn't have your information, but we wanted to keep up to you and that potential project that you just teased. Where can we keep up to date?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Dana James Presson, and I'm on I'm on Twitter too. I think it's Dana J. Preston on Twitter.
He thinks. I'm not sure I don't use that anymore.
Yeah, it all feeds to it, so I'm not sure on Twitter, but the other ones are just Dana James Preston. So mainly on Instagram.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He's not on Twitter much. He's on Instagram more.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, everybody has their favorite platform. I'm trying to build up on my Insta. I finally crossed over 1,000, not too long ago. Finally, it took me a minute because I had a friend just trying to convince me, like, you got to put more content there. Just do it. I'm like, all right.
You're a busy man now, though. You're a busy man.
Huh? Yeah,
You're
exactly. Now
man.
they got me on this. They got me on Discord now and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh God, I got to keep learning new tech and software on top of trying to talk to awesome people like you. And folks, don't forget, that's another thing. Check them out, GeekFest LA, so you can know where and when you can watch the amazing movie that Kim did right here. And some
watch to the end.
Oh yeah, please.
Yes, watch to the end.
Watch to the end after the credits.
I love Marvel style. All right. So with that, Kim, thank you so much. Dana, I appreciate your time today. Had a lot of fun. Everybody, please make sure to watch this film, and give it your vote when the opportunity comes. And with that, I'm out. Mega huepa para que tú sepas. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Much love.
Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this Comic Crusaders production. For real-time news on all things pop culture, please feel free to follow us on social media. For articles, original content, merchandise, and more, please go to www.comiccrusaders.com. Also follow along with all of the websites of the Comic Crusaders family. As always, if you like this content, please click like and subscribe to the Comic Crusaders YouTube channel.